All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the next edition of The Secret Life of Rabbis, to the extent they can be secret. I'm here with the expert, really, Rabbi Yoni Golker, with the ubiquitous bookshelf, which is now famous. Like a pleasure to have you at St. John's Wood, doing fantastic work. I guess, firstly, tell me about your background and how and why you became a rabbi.
Well, Rabbi, fine. Thank you so much. What an honor to be invited to your amazing show. I think the title of the series in itself needs some clarification because there's nothing secret about the life of a rabbi. We live in a fishbowl. Our communities are watching our every move. And I don't know what you mean by secret life, but...
Very true. Very true.
Thank you very much for inviting me. Allow me to tell you a little bit about myself. I grew up in Golders Green. I'm a Hasmo boy like yourself. I had a great opportunity of being influenced by some amazing teachers at Hasmonean. And really, my parents instilled for me a love of Yiddishkeit, of Judaism, of Torah, in combination with my shul, my school. And that kind of was the groundwork, my foundation. I have a very inspirational big brother, three inspirational big brothers, and one inspirational big sister. But you know, one of my brothers, who's the head of Kodesh at Hasmonean, is also a rabbi.
Amazing.
And I was actually never planning to be a rabbi. I went to yeshiva for 3 years and was very inspired by my Rosh Yeshiva, by my Rabbeim. But then I came back always with a view to go into property, to real estate, surveying. I studied at university. I worked in the city for a couple of years. And then 2007, you know, it hit me. I wanted to follow my dream, which was going into the world of Jewish education, chinuch, and Klei Kodesh. And I had the great merit of teaching at JFS for over 10 years, teaching Jewish studies, where I did a master's in Jewish studies, and I subsequently did my smicha with the help of Edrek Kolal. And about 5-6 years ago, I saw an advert in the Jewish Chronicle for assistant rabbi at St. John's Wood, and I thought this would be amazing. And I must tell you, it has been the most amazing time here. St. John's Wood is a remarkable community. I've learned huge amounts from Diane Binstock, who is a luminary for all of us. There we go.
Wow, that's quite a journey. Can I ask you about the most memorable moment? Am I allowed to? Do you have one?
My most memorable moment? Oh, there have been so many. There have been so many inspirational moments. I think for anyone who's a community rabbi, you have to love people. If you don't love people, you are in the wrong job. And I think there's been a lot of key moments. You know, the moment when you're standing on the bimah with the mitzvah boy with severe learning difficulties, or the moment when you're standing under the chuppah with a couple who've gone through so many difficulties to get to that moment, or God forbid, you're standing at the levaya of somebody very beloved to you in the community. These moments really make what we do not a job, but a life mission. And trying to think of any specific moments, I think for me, some of the highlights of my time in St. John's Wood have been the trips. We've done some amazing international trips. We've done Shabbaton for the community. A lot of the online stuff has been really exciting over the last year.
The interview series.
We've done almost 80 interviews. Check them out on my YouTube channel. But that for me was just another way of, you know, we're stuck at home during lockdown, but we love people. So we connect with people in whatever way we can to try and pass over the love of Yiddishkeit, of Judaism, of living a Jewish life, and all the blessings that come with that.
Beautiful. Very, very well said. Do you have any embarrassing moments? Can we pick your brains for most embarrassing moment?
Embarrassing moments. Oh, there's always got to be embarrassing moments. I'm trying to think of any great embarrassing moments. I mean, the one embarrassing moment was trying to think how many people this is going out to and how it's going to affect my future prospect. But I do remember one time we had a crisis in shul where somebody had a heart attack.
Oh,
somebody collapsed, and we panicked, and I screamed, "Does anyone have a phone?" And plenty of people had phones, and it was quite embarrassing because, you know, and people were very challenging afterwards with the concept of pikuach nefesh, of saving a life. When is it okay to have a phone? When is it not okay? And that was a great opener for a really interesting conversation about how do we, where are the parameters? When is it okay? When is it not okay? But in terms of embarrassing moments, I think we've all had our moments, whether it's forgetting to say thank you to someone or to announce something. But, you know, every mistake makes us greater because we learn from them. as long as you always learn from the embarrassing moments.
Right, absolutely. Absolutely. Can I ask about the role of a rabbi in general? I mean, you're a rabbi of a shul, you were a rabbi in a school. Clearly, rabbi has meant different things to different people across decades. How do you think the role of the rabbi has changed most? And if I could just add a part B, which is what do you think the most important role of a current rabbi is?
Wow, this is much longer than a 7-minute interview response. I'll tell you like this. I think a rabbi's role, a rabbi literally means teacher. So obviously our primary role is allowing people to facilitate leading a Jewish life, teaching them the way to do it, true to our Masorah, and being a torchbearer, passing on the tradition from one generation to the next in a very, very special way. I think, it's an interesting thing. In the Torah, we're told that all the articles in the Mishkan, whether it's the Mizbeach, whether it was the Oren, wherever, they all lasted in perpetuity. To this day, we believe they've been hidden away somewhere, with the exception of the Chatzotzros. The Chatzotzros were the trumpets. And Dayan Abramsky used to say that the Chatzotzros, the trumpets, why did they have to be made, said the Torah, every generation you needed new Chatzotzros? You needed new trumpets every 20, 30 years. Why? Because that's our way of communicating, and communication changes. Oh, wow. And the way we communicate to our new generation is changed. The way our predecessors, you look at senior rabbis today, the way they would have been connect their community, you can't imagine the way we do it. It's so different, whether it be online. We can't even think how in 30, 40 years from now, rabbis will be interacting. But there's one thing that stays constant, that we have to be true to our Masorah, to our tradition, authentic. And I think that's really the greatest role of the rabbis, making Judaism a beautiful, relevant, exciting, way of life, and I think that's our role. But we're ambassadors of Hashem, effectively.
Amazing, beautiful, very, very inspiring. I don't know if it's an illegal or off-piste question. We're going to ask it anyway. Do you think rabbis are undervalued?
Not at all. I mean, I personally must tell you, I have such incredible respect for the lay leadership of my shul and the way in which they value what we do. Very, very supportive. And I think, there might sometimes be people who perhaps don't know what the role of the rabbi is. Because, I think effectively, I used to think to myself, what does a rabbi do? Goes to shul 3 times a day. I go to shul 3 times a day. He gives a share. Okay. But actually, when you see it from the inside, I have a newfound respect for my colleagues. I see the way in which they live and breathe it all day and all night, available 24/7. I remember when my father passed away, the middle of the night before Diamond Stock just showed up in the hospital. And he was, a rabbi is someone who goes above and beyond. And, I think anyone who doesn't fully value them, they don't know what they're doing. They don't understand what a rabbi does. Or I would say to anyone who feels that way, shadow your rabbi for a day or two and you feel different.
Careful, you're gonna have loads of people like following the rabbis around. Amazing, beautiful. Rabbi Golker, it's been tremendous. It's been very inspiring. We thank you for your time and looking forward to continuing to hear amazing things.
Thanks for the opportunity.
Thank you.